The backlash has begun. Zohran Mamdani has won the Democratic nomination to be mayor in New York, and this is a huge win for the left. This is really the backlash against fascism, which is inevitable, and this guy is amazing. Rhetorically, his discipline on messaging, and a simple message too that he just really hammered on. Free buses, childcare for New Yorkers, rent caps for 2 million people, and a focus on the cost of living. So let's get into the reaction from the right and Democrats, liberals, from the win of Zoran Mamdani. Let's go straight to the Democrats. Actually, let's go straight to Donald Trump. Let's go to Donald Trump's reaction. So this was a few hours ago, 12 hours ago or so. It's finally happened. The Democrats have crossed the line. Oh, good. What have they done now? Zohran Mamdani, a 100% communist lunatic, has just won the Dem primary and is on his way to becoming mayor. He will become mayor, and this is amazing news. We've had a radical lefties before, but this is getting a little ridiculous. He looks terrible. That's very interesting because the attacks on Mamdani have been trying to focus on making him look like a scary Muslim, which, hasn't worked. His voice is grating. He's not very smart. He's got an AOC ×3, dummies all backing him. Even our great Palestinian senator crying Chuck Schumer is groveling over him. Yes, this is a big moment. Pathetic. Just the most pathetic response because the right don't know how to deal with him. I mean, the clips we'll see. Let's go straight to Fox News. Let's see how they react to Mamdani winning, and it's insane, the reaction. Let's get straight into it.
A Fox News alert. Socialist Zohran Mamdani declaring victory as the new Democrat nominee for New York City mayor after former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo concedes.
Tonight was Assemblyman Mamdani's night, and he put together a great campaign, and he touched young people and inspired them. I called him, I congratulated him, I applaud him sincerely for his effort.
In a speech to supporters, Mamdani laying out his vision for the city.
We have won because New Yorkers have stood up for a city they can afford. A city where they can do more than just struggle. And it's where the mayor will use their power to reject Donald Trump's fascism, to stop mass ICE agents from deporting our neighbors, and to govern our city as a model for the Democratic Party.
The primary now heads to a...
He's so talented. He's got a beautiful smile. He's easy on the eyes. He's really quite a nice, kind of friendly guy. He's approachable, but he is really good at attacking. Like you saw the debates against Cuomo, Eric Adams. He will attack, and you need that balance between someone who is, quote unquote, normal, charismatic, and has simple message that you can just really just repeat, simple messaging, not anything big. Cost of living, free buses, so effective, and we need to learn from this. And it seems like maybe Democrats are bending the knee a little bit.
Ranked choice count beginning next Tuesday after no Democrat got the majority of the vote. Carly.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's bring in New York City business owner Richie Romero to react to this. What was your initial reaction when you heard about this victory?
Honestly, I didn't sleep because I had to talk a lot of people off ledges last night that were calling me nonstop moving out of New York.
See, they are terrified. The comments on this video just like are insane. Just socialism alive and well in New York. Oh my God, socialist, I'll never visit New York again. Like, the right are terrified and they don't know how to deal with it. Trump doesn't know. Like, he looks terrible. So they're going to go towards the racism because he's a Muslim. Although he's not an obvious kind of like scary Muslim, they can't attack him in that. They tried to go for the anti-Semitism card. That hasn't worked because people are sick and tired of Israel and their genocide, the gaslighting. They're just sick of Israel. Like, there's only so much a country can take before you go, wait a minute, like, enough is enough. So they had nothing on him. Like, they had nothing.
New York, et cetera.
Really? What were they saying to you?
They're in fear of, what's going to happen with the economy and everything. I look at it, we got to see what's going on with the general election, but it really comes down to it is we need a mayor that's going to reinvigorate the economy and have common sense, and he just doesn't have common sense policies.
So you don't.
What does that even mean? Like, common sense. Oh, being able to make it affordable for the poorest people in New York to actually get to work and get about with free buses. Childcare. They always go on about, oh, they're not having enough kids. Why is that? I think it costs about at least $25,000 a year for childcare. That's half of the median income in America. Maybe it's a little bit, less in New York because it's, a pretty wealthy city. But people are being priced out of the area. Rent caps for at least 2 million apartments. Like, this is common sense. People like it. And the fact that he's kind of saying, this is democracy working here. Oh, no. Like, they are fucking terrified. And it's amazing because it just shows you how effective it is just to focus on the cost of living crisis.
See Mamdani as a pro-business candidate, and you're not the only one. Take a look at this Free Press headline. It says business leaders say they'll flee New York City if Mamdani wins. Bill Ackman says
they always say that, but they don't. Like they always say, "Oh, flee." What, New York? One of the most fucking amazing metropolitan key financial institution, like Wall Street. Some of the most, probably the biggest businesses on the planet. It's like the same with London. Like, New York and London are the epicenters of capital, of business. They're not going anywhere. They are not going anywhere. They always say, they try and gaslight you. Oh, we're going to leave. No, you have to pay your fucking fair share like everybody else. You don't. The rules now are going to be applied consistently. The top 1%, they need to pay their fair share. And it is about fairness. It's about, people talk about common sense. This is common sense policy.
it only takes a handful of successful people to leave to decimate the city's tax base. And this is an ex-post from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who said, just when you thought Palm Beach real estate couldn't go any higher. That's his reaction to Mamdani being up in the polls before he won, which he did. And this is because Mamdani right now plans to raise the corporate tax rate from 7% to 11.5%. How does that sound to you?
It's awful. What do you think is going to happen? Everyone could easily relocate now. People aren't
No, they're not going anywhere. Bullshit.
in offices. We need to do a marketing campaign in general in New York just to get the skyscrapers filled with office businesses in here. So who's going to pay for all these things he wants to do with all these freebies?
Yeah.
The wealthy who have all of the money. That's who. That's who should pay, because they have all the money.
Well, I love the businesses that you run in New York City. You have a bakery that I used to go to all the time, and it shut down. Is that because it is so difficult to run a business in New York City?
It is. And that's one thing that he keeps bringing up, that, we could have the
Oh, so they've not even got a proper businessman, a failed businessman. Okay. Skill issue.
these dollar stores and do all these things. You can't. It's simple economics of supply and demand. You can't pay $30 minimum wage and then want to do dollar pizzas and have business run. If you, in 1 hour, you have to sell 30 slices of pizza, you're not paying for it. It's just simple economics.
So I see your I Love New York t-shirt. You clearly love New York in this city. What would you like to see take place?
Listen, I have a very simple thing to how to make New York work. It's the biggest problem is
All right, this guy is a fucking idiot. Let's go. Let's see how the Democrats are reacting, because this is what's more interesting, because they've not been fighting back against Trump's fascism, and Mamdani is so effective. So effective. Let's get into it.
A stunning upset, and one that could change the political landscape throughout the entire country for years. Democrats are trying to figure out how to navigate Zohran Mamdani's but is it something that is actually able to be extrapolated beyond this city, which is in a pretty unique moment? He's an immigrant who's in a city facing anti-immigrant, policies from the federal government. There's an affordability crisis. There's a lot going on here.
Yes, he's the perfect person to respond in this moment to not just a crisis in the city as it relates to immigration affordability, but the fact that the Democratic Party is on life support right now with like an approval rating of about 20-something%. So as we talk about bringing excitement back to politics and democracy, his campaign inspired New Yorkers across the city. Turnout was much higher this election than in 2021. Young people, first-time primary voters, made up 25% of the turnout. And he crushed a political dynasty in Andrew Cuomo. And so we should lean into that excitement, and we should do everything we can to learn from what he and his campaign did, which was exceptional, and see how it can be replicated in other parts of the country. Now, let me say this. New York is a special place. Incredible diversity of people, ideas, working class, etc. But when we talk about economic populism, he ran on affordability. Everyone's trying to afford to live.
And it's true. And he is an authentic populist, unlike Donald Trump, who is a fake populist. He doesn't care about working people. He's just going to cut taxes for the wealthy, increase deficit spending, and people's lives aren't going to get better. And we can replicate this. Yes, you know, New York is very specific, but the energy, it's all about the energy, getting people excited about an alternative, that about authentic change, about focusing on the core of people's lives: housing, cost of living, healthcare, wages, these just bread and butter issues that are common sense issues.
And so it's absolutely something that we should try to benefit from as a party and as a country.
Yeah, I mean, so I want to talk about the policies in a second, but just for a moment, what you're talking about, kitchen table issues and a candidate that has a personality, like a pulse, right? Like, that matters. And it's...
Who would have thought that a guy with a personality who's funny, charismatic, really good at answering difficult questions when he's accused of anti-Semitism, although I've not seen any evidence of this apart from him being critical of Israel, but apparently now being critical of Israel makes you an anti-Semite. Who would have thought? But that's it. Energy, simple policies, charisma equals success. We can do it. This is the lesson the left needs to learn. Chuck Schumer needs to go. He is none of these. I mean, it's that simple. We can do it. Like, this is amazing. And will the Democrats learn their lesson? That's the key issue. And I think there's a good chance. There's a good chance. But time will tell. November, he's going to win. This could be the energy, the boost the Democrats need, the kick up the arse. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.